Let's shatter the biggest myth right now. The M4 Sherman wasn't a war winner. It was a death trap that killed more American tankers than any German tank design. 3 out of 4 Shermans knocked out in combat, burned. Their crews called them Ronsons after the lighter. Lights every time. By the numbers, the Sherman was arguably the worst main battle tank of the war. Here's the brutal mathematics. It took an average of 4.7 Shermans to knock out one Panther tank. Not Tigers, Panthers. The Germans built 6,000 Panthers. They built less than 2,000 Tigers. Most Sherman crews never even saw a Tiger. They died to Panthers, which could penetrate a Sherman's frontal armor at 2,000 yards. The Sherman's 75mm gun. It couldn't penetrate a Panther's front armor at point-blank range. But armor wasn't the Sherman's biggest problem. The real killer was fire. The Sherman used a gasoline engine while Germans and Soviets used diesel. Gasoline burns at 800 degrees. Diesel needs compression to ignite. When a shell penetrated a Sherman, the gasoline vapors exploded. The crew had less than 7 seconds to escape before ammunition started cooking off. A tank commander from the 3rd Armored Division testified, "After Normandy, we stopped recovering burned-out Shermans. The smell never left. You'd find the loader and gunner fused together by melted flesh. The driver's hatch was too small. We'd find their skeletons halfway out, burned alive trying to escape." Now, let's talk about the myth of American mass production saving the day. Yes, America built 49,000 Shermans. But here's what they don't tell you. Crew training took 16 weeks. Tank crew life expectancy in Normandy was 6 weeks. Do the math. We were losing experienced crews faster than we could train replacements. The Sherman's 75mm gun was obsolete before D-Day. The British warned us in 1942 after fighting Tigers in Africa. America didn't upgun the Sherman until late 1944. For 6 months in Europe, Sherman crews faced Panthers and Tigers with a gun that couldn't penetrate their armor. Tank crews resorted to suicidal tactics, charging to point-blank range, hoping to hit side armor before being destroyed. But here's where it gets interesting. The Sherman's mechanical reliability, another myth. The early models had a life expectancy of 1,800 miles before major breakdown. In combat conditions, that's 6 weeks. The final drive would fail, transmissions would burn out, and the rubber track blocks would disintegrate. One battalion reported 70% of their Shermans were non-operational due to mechanical failure during the Ardennes offensive. The British put a 17-pounder gun on the Sherman in 1943, creating the Firefly. It could kill any German tank at normal combat ranges. The Americans refused to adopt it because it wasn't invented here. That decision cost approximately 3,000 American tank crew lives. A captured German tank commander couldn't believe our tactics. You'd send 5 Shermans down a road in column. We'd destroy the first and last, then pick off the middle 3 at leisure. Every single time. Did you not have radios? Here's the statistic that should haunt you. American tank crew casualties in Europe were 18%. Infantry casualties were 10%. You were almost twice as likely to die in a Sherman as in a foxhole. The Sherman's high silhouette made it an easy target. 9 feet tall compared to the T-34's 8 feet, or the Panther's 8.5. That extra foot meant death. German gunners called Shermans the tallest targets in France. But the final, darkest truth? The Sherman was chosen over better designs because it was easier to ship. The Pentagon selected it because more Shermans fit on transport ships than the heavier, better armored T-20 prototype. Logistics trumped crew survival. When General Patton said, "The Sherman is the best tank in the world," he was lying to maintain morale. In private, he demanded better tanks. His requests were denied Because retooling would slow production. 49,777 Shermans were built. Approximately 11,000 were destroyed in combat. Inside each one, 5 young men discovered that quantity without quality is just efficiently organized murder. The Sherman won through attrition, not superiority. We had more tanks and more men to lose. That's not strategy. That's arithmetic written in blood.